Jesus taken to Golgotha. That's another teaching entirely. Jesus taken to the place of the skull. The skull is the framework, the skeletal framework of the head. Man lost the headship unto the devil, and death reigned in the life of man. Now they brought Jesus to the place of his purpose. He became the head of man from death. They brought him onto the place of the deadness of the headship of man. He died there to take, number one, he took his place as the head. From deadness, he brought man and he poured life into the deadness of man. At that point, you are there to submit and subject all principalities. The mentality you wear for Good Friday is submitting and subjecting all principalities to the obedience of Christ. Death and hell at Golgotha obeyed him. That day went through all the natural phenomena: earthquakes, breaking of the opening of the graves, eclipse. There was darkness for 3 hours. There was this, everything. He went through all. He broke through all systems so as to establish the record of the new headship for man. On that Friday, take yourself to Makoko. If you are in Lagos, take yourself to Makoko and subject the heads of loss, the heads of infirmity, the heads of robbery, the heads of enchantments and divination upon your life, the heads of the powers and principalities and of nations and kingdom, the heads of the rulers of darkness, the heads of spiritual wickedness. 2 Corinthians chapter 10, Paul said from verse 4, the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. They are mighty to God, to the pulling down of strongholds, casting down imaginations, and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God. Oh my God. Bringing into captivity the thoughts, wherever they may come from. Bring them to captivity. You are partook of the table. The testimony of the table is that he gave you his body and his blood so as to quicken himself and his spirit in your body, giving life to your mortal bodies. And by that you will condemn every. Isaiah did not say God shall condemn. He said everyone that rises up against you in judgment, you shall condemn. He said God shall condemn. Read Bible properly. Isaiah chapter 54. When you partake of the table, you are entitled. 17 and 17 for me. No weapon formed against thee shall prosper. Every tongue that rise up against thee in judgment. It didn't say God shall condemn. It didn't say shall be condemned. It said thou. The moment you take in the quickening spirits by the way of the communion, taking the communion is you taking in the quickening spirit personified. There is body and his blood. You partook of it. Oh, you stir up yourself and you condemn every condemnable in your system. Now bring their heads to the place of Golgotha, remembrance of Golgotha on Friday, and bring them in subjection in the obedience. When you have condemned them, you subjected them to the obedience of Christ. You are sure you are released for 1 year or perpetually. 1 year because it's always renewed. Perpetually as you continue to be better. So it's a time for us to really know what we are doing. It's not a children play game that anybody can just do anything. We need to be taught. We can call our